Hi everybody, I'm Ryan and I play the trumpet. So setting up the trumpet is not very difficult. You just have your mouthpiece and the trumpet, and then to put it together, you just put it right inside right there. So one thing you should do before you play is a good idea is to buzz, which is just playing on the mouthpiece before you play your instrument. And just with your lips, it's going to sort of seem like you're doing like a kind of thing, and you're making sort of a T sound when you're buzzing. So you're just going to put it up to your mouth and go. And so then that's always a good idea to do before you play. Tuning the trumpet, it's not too difficult. Let's see. So this is just like a normal tuner you can get at a music store, and usually they come with these little clips that you can attach. So you just put the tuner onto the bell of the trumpet, and then just play a concert B flat or a C for the trumpet. And then if the tuner will tell you if it's leaning towards the left, that means you are flat, and you're going to want to push in on the tuning slide like this. And if you're sharp, the tuner will move to the right, and then you're going to want to pull it out, the tuning slide. And on the trumpet, there are many different partials that you can play. For example, playing a C with no fingers is a low C, it's no finger. And then if you just go one partial higher, you play a G. And then one partial higher than that is a middle C. Alright, so when you're playing the trumpet, a lot of times you're going to have to tongue the notes, which means you're just playing each note really separately, one by one. And when you're tonguing, you're going to try to make sort of a T sound into the mouthpiece while you're playing, and it's going to sound sort of like this. And that's just really separating the notes and making sure you're playing each note individually with making that sort of T sound inside the mouthpiece. Alright, so there are many different scales you can play when you're playing the trumpet. The most basic scale is the B-flat major scale, or the C scale, which goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So it starts on C, which is a no finger, then D, which is 1 and 3, then E, which is 1 and 2, F is 1, G is no finger, A is 1 and 2, B, natural, is second, and back to C, which is no finger. And then another scale could be just the D scale, which obviously starts on D for the trumpet, which is D, 1 and 3, then E, 1 and 2, F sharp, which is second, G is no finger, then A for 1 and 2, then B natural, which is 2, C sharp, which is 1 and 2, and then D, which is 1. Okay, so the trumpet also requires some sort of cleaning and maintenance when you play it after a while. You'll start to notice that you'll need to do something when your valves start to stick and they don't go down all the way. They don't go down as fast as you would like, and they start to stick when you press down. They don't go up fast enough. So when that happens, you can usually find some like valve oil or valve grease from like a local music store. And what you're going to want to do is for each valve, you're going to unscrew the valve, then take it out. And usually each valve has a number facing you, and you always want that number facing you when you put the valve back in its little spot. So what you're going to want to do, if they're sticking, take the valve oil and then put it just on the silver part of the valve, and just sort of lightly brush the valve oil onto each valve. And you just want to make sure that you put it back the same way you took it out, because if it ends up in a different place, you'll go to play and nothing comes out. Like you won't even be able to play a note when you press down that valve. So that's how you clean each valve when they stick. And you also, when you tune your instrument, you will use this slide right here. when you're using the tuner. And if that slide after a while starts to stick also. So what you can do is get some tuning grease or tuning slide grease. I know a lot of people use like Vaseline, stuff like that. And what you're just going to do is you're just going to bring the slide out and then just rub some of this grease on there. And you just use your finger, just like rub it on there and just make sure it gets all over the slide on the top and the bottom. And then it'll slide back and forth a lot more slickly than it did before. And another thing that happens if you play too much, you'll start to hear this little gargling sound when you play. It's like a big buildup of like water and spit that comes from tonguing and playing your instrument. So if you keep hearing that sound, the trumpet will have a little valve like this, which they call a spit valve. And when there's like the buildup of water and spit there, all you need to do to get rid of that is to open the valve and then just take your mouth, put it around the mouthpiece, and just blow, and then the spit will go out. Just like that. And that gets rid of the gargling sound of spit and water. So thanks for watching the tutorial about how to start playing the trumpet. And if you practice enough, it could lead to something like this.